How to handle sales objections like a pro. Today, we're going to talk about something that separates the average salesperson from the sales champion: the ability to handle objections like a pro. Because let's be real, objections are not roadblocks, they're stepping stones. Every no is just a yes waiting to happen. If you master this skill, you will never fear objections again. Instead, you'll welcome them as opportunities to serve, solve, and sell. So let's get fired up and dive in. Understanding the psychology of objections. First, let's break down what an objection really is. When a prospect tells you, "It's too expensive," or "I need to think about it," what are they really saying? They're telling you they don't see enough value yet. They're telling you they have fear of making a mistake, fear of losing money, fear of change. And your job as a professional is not to argue, not to push, but to lead. Sales is leadership. And leaders don't take objections as rejection, they take them as signals to go deeper. Mindset, turning objections into opportunities. Most salespeople hear an objection and freeze. But champions hear an objection and lean in. They get curious. They get excited. Why? Because the moment you get an objection, the real sales conversation begins. So, shift your mindset. Objections don't mean no, they mean not yet. Your job is to bridge that gap with certainty, clarity, and confidence. The 3 golden rules of handling objections. 1. Acknowledge and align. Never fight an objection. Instead, align with it. I hear you, and I completely understand. The moment you resist, you create friction. But when you align, you create connection. 2. Ask and dig deeper. Don't just take the objection at face value. Ask questions. What specifically makes you feel that way? What's the main concern? What would need to happen for you to feel comfortable moving forward? Questions are your best tool for uncovering the real reason behind the objection. 3. Lead to a solution. Now that you understand the true objection, show them why your offer is the answer. Use stories, social proof, logic, and emotion to break down resistance. Paint a vision so clear and compelling that they can't say no. Common sales objections and how to overcome them. Let's go through some of the most common objections and how to handle them like a pro. 1. It's too expensive. Oh, align. I hear you. It's important to make sure you're investing wisely. Oh, dig deeper. What part of the price concerns you the most? Oh, solve. Break down the value. Compare cost vs return. Show proof that this investment saves them more money in the long run. 2. I need to think about it. Oh, align. Of course, making the right decision is important. Oh, dig deeper. What specifically do you need to think about? Oh, solve. Create urgency by reminding them of the problem they need to solve now. Show them what waiting will cost them. 3. I need to talk to my partner/spouse. Oh, align. Absolutely. It's great that you want to discuss this with them. Oh, dig deeper. What do you think their biggest question would be? Oh, solve. Offer to have a call with both of them or provide a clear, concise way for them to present the value. Handling emotional vs logical objections. Some objections are based on logic, while others are purely emotional. The key to overcoming them is to first recognize the difference. Logical objections like budget concerns require hard data, numbers, and return on investment proof. Emotional objections like fear of change need reassurance, success stories, and a compelling vision. When you can balance logic and emotion in your response, you become unstoppable. Using storytelling to crush objections. One of the most powerful ways to overcome objections is through storytelling. Facts tell, but stories sell. Instead of just presenting logic, share a real-life customer success story. I had a client just like you who thought the price was too high, but after using our solution, they saved twice the amount they invested. When people hear stories, they relate, they connect, and they trust. The power of certainty and energy. Sales is a transfer of energy. People buy confidence, certainty, and belief. If you sound unsure, if you hesitate, they'll feel it. But if you stand tall, if you believe in your product and speak with conviction, they'll trust you. Your energy, your enthusiasm, it's contagious. So, when you handle objections, do it with unshakable certainty. Speak from a place of absolute belief, and they will believe, too. Practice makes perfect. Role-playing objections. The best salespeople don't just learn about handling objections, they practice. Role-playing different objections with a colleague or mentor helps you prepare for real-life situations. The more you rehearse, the more natural and confident you become when facing actual objections. Closing, objections are a gift. I want you to leave here today with a new perspective. Objections are not something to fear. They're a gift. Because every objection is a chance to educate, to clarify, to lead. The best salespeople in the world don't avoid objections, they embrace them. They know that objections mean the prospect is engaged, that they're considering the offer. And if you handle them right, they'll say yes. So go out there, take action, and handle objections like the pro you were born to be. Remember, the greatest salespeople in the world don't sell, they solve. Be a leader, be a problem solver, and watch your success skyrocket. Now go make it happen. The art of closing, techniques that actually work. Now, we're going to talk about the single most important skill in sales: closing. Because let's face it, you can have the best product, the best pitch, and the best marketing, but if you can't close the deal, none of it matters. Closing is where all your hard work pays off. It's not about pressure, it's about persuasion. It's about guiding your prospect to a confident yes. So if you're ready to take your closing game to the next level, let's dive in. The mindset of a closer. Before we even talk about techniques, we need to talk about mindset. The best closers in the world don't try to close, they expect to close. They approach every conversation with confidence, clarity, and certainty. When you believe in your offer, when you know it's the best solution for your client, closing becomes a service, not a sales pitch. People don't buy from those who are hesitant, they buy from those who are sure. The 3 golden rules of closing. First, assume the sale. If you act unsure, your prospect will be unsure. Speak as if the deal is already done. Use phrases like, "when we get started," instead of, "if you decide to move forward." Second, ask for the sale. Most salespeople fail to close simply because they don't ask. The best closers ask directly, "Are you ready to move forward today?" or "Let's get started, sound good?" Third, silence is your friend. After you ask for the sale, stop talking. Let the prospect process. The first one to speak loses. Give them space, and more often than not, they will say yes. Closing techniques that work. Now, let's talk about specific closing techniques that actually get results. One of the most effective techniques is the assumptive close. Instead of asking if they want to buy, assume they do. Say, "Great, let's get this set up for you. Do you want to start with option A or option B?" Another technique is the urgency close, which creates a reason to act now. You can say, "This special offer is only available until the end of the day. If we get you signed up now, you'll lock in the best price." The takeaway close reverses the pressure by suggesting it might not be for them. You can say, "Maybe this isn't the right fit for you after all." This triggers their fear of missing out and often makes them want it more. The value stack close reinforces all the value they're getting before closing. Not only are you getting, but you're also getting, and all of this for just. Lastly, the testimonial close uses a real success story to build trust. One of my clients was in the same situation as you. They took the leap, and now they're handling closing objections. Even the best closers face objections. But objections aren't the end of the conversation, they're just part of it. Let's look at how to handle common objections when closing. When a prospect says, "I need to think about it," respond with, "I get that. But let me ask, what specifically do you need to think about?" This forces them to clarify their real hesitation. If they say, I need to talk to my partner/spouse, say, that's great. Would it help if we jumped on a quick call together so I can answer any questions they have? This keeps the conversation moving forward instead of delaying the decision. When they say, it's too expensive, respond with, compared to what? This makes them justify their statement and gives you a chance to reinforce value. Using storytelling to seal the deal. Facts tell, but stories sell. If you want to close more deals, don't just give information, tell a story. Share a customer success story, a personal experience, or a compelling vision of what their life will look like after buying. Stories engage emotion, and emotion drives decisions. The final close, confidence and commitment. At the end of the day, closing is about leadership. You're leading your prospect to a better future, solving their problem, and giving them the confidence to say yes. Step into that role with certainty. Speak with conviction. Believe in what you're offering, and they will too. Go out there, take action, and start closing like a pro. Remember, the best closers don't just sell, they serve. Now go make it happen.